Starting off with Gurren Lagann for Inside the Box. This is actually the original subtitle-only release. This is the first disc. This is the second disc. Yeah, there we go. That's a 2, not a... And this is the third disc. But of course, I only have those because I just can't get rid of anything, especially something like that, which may be sort of collector-ish. And here, I put together the box set version of all the dubbed DVDs. So we have DVD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And they have their own box here. Looks like there's a bunch of fire on the inside. I was wondering if that text there means anything. And of course it does because it's Japanese, but I don't care. You can probably guess based upon the series. As you can see, it kind of opens like a gunman. But we can't say that's all of Gurren Lagann because there's also the movie versions. This should be the first movie, Childhood's End. This is the special edition version. So, if we take a look on the inside, we've got the disc on the inside, and stuff falling down on the ground. This appears to be an Aniplex thing, and this, which is all in Japanese, so I can't read it. But if we put all of this back together, then we can just pretend that it never fell out. Never speak of this again. Agreed? Okay, maybe not agreed. And I think I actually had them the other way around, like this. We have to be OCD about keeping the collection consistent, you know? I don't know. And the second movie, the lights in the sky are stars, which when I probably did not go through the extra stuff it comes with. Like this, which appears to be a really awesome thing. The DVD is stuff, and it also came with this booklet that I assume came with the Japanese version as well, so it's kind of cool. Completely unreadable gibberish. Next up, we have the individuals of Claymore. A neat series, but mostly problematic in that I don't think it really had a proper ending, so to speak. This one feels heavier than the others. There's a paper booklet in it. I know one weird thing I noticed the other day is that most of the DVDs are white like this, but DVD 5 is shiny like that. I don't understand what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. Sekirei. I was asked to show this one in more detail, so let's do this unless it starts getting ridiculously perverted to a degree that I don't think I can post on YouTube. I don't know. It looks fine to me. The discs. Why, look. There's some art behind the disc. There usually is. I usually don't show it, but, you know, since people asked, well, since the guy who requested this asked for details, is it the same image on both discs? No, just the same character. Interesting. And then in the back here, do I know who some of those characters are? I don't know. I really need to finish this. I'm halfway through it. Next up, Ghost Hunt. Probably my favorite horror anime. Mostly because, as far as things creeping me out, the so-called Japanese horror, such as The Ring or whatnot, you know, things that scare me to that degree, this was probably the closest. A couple of its storylines just got nice and really, really, really creepy, to a degree that most animated series aren't able to really do, I think. It's usually all the other emotions in the emotional spectrum that come up. Here we have Darker Than Black. Isn't it nice when box sets have images on the side like that? This one has some nice, simple, shiny covers. The series itself was pretty good. Something about the ending was strange in a way I can't remember it, but I think, you know, if we're talking about anime that need good ending, I think it had a pretty good ending. Ooh, here's another famous one. Great Teacher Onizuka. This is the first semester. I don't know if this was the only box set version released. Since this is Tokyo Pop, it's possible, I guess. I just don't remember. Huh, no, there's a Funimation thing in here. So did Funimation... Oh, look, yeah, Funimation must have picked up some Tokyo Pop titles or something, or... Huh. I don't know. But as you can see, simple 5 discs, Dragon Ball Z, advertisement hiding in the insert. And in a second semester, which should cover all of the series, I think I only watched the first semester. It's been a while since I watched it, but I remember it being amusing. Onizuka himself going between dumbass, you don't remember how you love, to, oh geez, this guy really kicks ass. Which in its own right seems to be a fairly amusing concept, I think. Marmalade Boy. I vaguely remember watching the first disc of this. Only very, very, very vaguely remember what happens in a couple of the episodes, but overall, what can I say? There's something about this old, well, geez, I don't even know what decade this art style is from anymore. But there's something about this art style that's very, maybe nostalgic. I don't know. And I think we had it with, like, what's it called? I don't know. But I remember at the point when I realized I really needed to be buying all of these up. Because, you know, I had one of the Marmalade Boy releases and I needed all of them. And then, of course, as is usual, because I was buying so fast, not just this, but other stuff, eventually it's here, but I just don't watch it, because I just don't choose this one when I decide what series I'm going to watch next. Even right now, I'm kind of in the middle of a couple things that are the high priorities of what I need to watch. And I didn't do any work towards resolving my list of unwatched stuff over the Christmas vacation, since I spent so much of it playing Minecraft. I guess it's kind of disappointing, but what can you do other than continue to plow forward, showing more DVDs. It was asked that I show Read or Die, a pretty cool series. This is the OVA/movie version. Well, of course, this is the OVA episodes, but I think Cartoon Network showed it as a movie. But, you know, since Read or Die was mentioned, it wasn't really specified whether it was just the TV series or the OVA series. So of course we go with the TV series. These were a little expensive at the time they came out. I think 25 episodes of DVD when the average price was $20, or maybe it was even getting close to $30 a DVD. But it was a pretty good series. It kind of got a little disappointing in the second half, I guess. I'm not exactly sure why I would say that. What exactly makes me think that, other than the fact that maybe it just didn't measure up as well to the most awesome beginning to a series that I can think of right now. Unlike Read or Die, I was asked to show specifically Hellsing Ultimate. As you can see, it's a tin box. It's got main features and extra features on the disc. So this was a limited edition. This one came with something that I put on my wall. Whereas the second volume, which also has a tin in it like this, also has this Hellsing Ultimate Series Production Art Collection. It's got some pretty neat scenes in it, I think. I don't know for certain because I've never actually looked through it. Sometimes I just collect these limited edition things. Like, there's the limited edition 2-disc box set for the third volume. And sometimes I just don't completely take advantage of all the extra features. This one, of course, came with another wall thing. And then for the fourth volume, this was the final volume released here in the US. I already know that the insert in there is the same thing. This was another production art collection. It says 3 and 4, so I guess maybe they were including art that was in like the first, the second, the third, etc. Japanese releases of Hellsing Ultimate. The unfortunate thing is that each of these has only one episode per. It's a longer 50-minute episode on each, I think. But it basically means that there's only 4 episodes of Hellsing Ultimate that have been released here. I think in Japan the number is... Gosh, I don't know what it is. Is it 8 or something? Anyways, it's ridiculous how far behind we are. Not necessarily from a blame them perspective. They have to make money to live, of course. Next up is Gunsmith Cats. I watched this one a long time ago. A friend showed it to me at his place. So I can only vaguely remember things about it here and there. Speaking of things I can only vaguely remember things about, Two Heart. And you know what? Didn't I receive this the day I made my first anime DVD collection video? It's been a long time since then, hasn't it? The only thing I remember about this series is just the incredible nostalgia looking at the art style and realizing it's the same as Figure 17. Aria. I was asked to show this. There's actually plenty of it. This is just the first season. Now I think about it, wasn't this subtitle only? It usually says on the bottom, Japanese language, English subtitles. We got the first season. We got the first part of the second season. Let's remember very carefully now that I'm on the second DVD here, as we take a peek at these discs, or rather these thin cases. An episode guidebook, and yeah, believe it or not, I guess it's supposed to be a cat. I don't know. Sometimes anime is allowed to get away with some very strange things, and then other times you have series like Despicable Me, where they have something that the guy calls a dog, that none of the characters believe is a dog. Kind of fourth wall breaking stuff. I think The Wuthering Continent is another one example of that, which had a guy who was a pretty boy that the people in the anime thought was a girl. It was pretty amusing. That little gag, I mean. I can't remember all of The Wuthering Continent. I do know that the person I watched it with did not like the flying skulls. I guess that means there were flying skulls in it. Hold on, I almost forgot. I need to put DVD 2 back out so that I can resume watching this at the correct place. Although, now that I'm no longer taking the DVDs out, so that's part 2 of season 2. So that should be all of season 2, and then this has season 3, the highest rated of the Aria stuff, and it also has the Arietta OVA. It's their trademark faces. And episode guidebooks. Always episode guidebooks. Not a bad thing. What is an episode guidebook anyways? You know, this is what I talk about when I mention that I don't completely use all of the special features on the stuff I buy. Not that this is a special edition version of these. These box sets are the only releases for this series that I'm aware of, and they come with those. So you can probably expect that would be what you'd have to get, probably. I don't even recall seeing. I was asked to show my Digimon stuff. I decided not to dig out my pirated Digimon seasons 1 and 2. That's the first movie. I really do need to go get around and buy that 13 episode incomplete Fox home video collection of the first 13 episodes. I guess it's not that important, other than the fact that I just need to collect everything. Otherwise, Digimon Data Squad is what's really only been released on DVD. I think they were releasing the individual episodes separate from these bigger collections. In other words, they were doing collection first and individual second. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Then again, I don't know if I've seen any more of these come out, so maybe that wasn't such a hot idea. It doesn't look like there's anything particularly spectacular on the inside. The DVDs have the same Digimon on them, so that's nice and straightforward. There we go. Finally, I was asked to show my Lupin III stuff, which is a good time for y'all to ask for it, because a Reddit post from early in December was basically going to be my motivational reason to buy all of them. So those are the first 4 volumes. Then we've got episode 0, The First Contact, and then a copy of The Fuma Conspiracy, one of the movies that's not in the movie packs, unless it's not a movie. And then we have the Castle of Cagliostro, which looks exactly the same under the sleeve as it does over it, as is usual. And I figured the reason I would definitely show those now is because, you know, if we go down here, we can then lump DVD 6, the new stuff I got, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, and 15 in my pile of the TV series, which basically means I'm only missing DVDs 5, 9, and 11, I think. And then we've got, of course, the movie pack first haul, which I showed y'all in depth this week. That leaves on the movies, the movie side. I don't know how much of it is actually movie or not. That leaves the second haul, which should be on its way, as well as another movie that wasn't in the movie packs, which is something about Mamo or something. I'll probably know once that arrives.